class. But I was so stressed out. And, I went into a stats midterm that I had, and I had studied and I had prepared, and I thought, I got the concepts down. I'm sure it can apply what I've learned. Do you know I completely blanked during the midterm? I just couldn't remember anything. And I remember going up, and he was so compassionate. It was Benjamin Keyes, who he used to be a professor here, and he was one of the stats professors. Great guy. And I said, and I had tears. I said, Professor Keyes, I don't know what happened. I studied and studied, but I just blanked out. He said, go to the restroom, take a deep breath, come back and do the best you can. You'll be fine. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I did wind up passing the class, and I learned a lot. But, it was that kind of stuff, that kind of rigor. And I would say one of the great things I got out of the Harris School was, number one, being exposed to material and classes and things that I was bad at. Yeah. So, and I say that because one of the things that the Harris School did for me was get me out of my comfort zone. So I was really pushed and challenged at Wellesley, definitely, but graduate school is a different animal. It's more related to your career and professional interests, right? So I feel like it's a different level. And two, I had worked for several years. So it wasn't like I had been in college the year before and then went to grad school the next year or a couple years later. I had been working for 10 years. And so getting back into the groove of school again was really rough. So Harris got me out of that comfort zone and really made me had to just sit and go. And one of the best pieces of advice Kim gave me was, don't focus on trying to take so many notes. She says, you just have to sit and listen and really just seek to understand and take it all in. And you are not going to master everything. That's not the point of graduate school. So getting me out of my comfort zone, thinking more critically, being less intimidated by numerical data. So I don't work with numbers. I'm not a statistician. I'm not an economist. That wasn't ever my goal. However, I do appreciate Harris's focus on in the core classes to understand the basics of stats and economics. Because I think even if you're going into politics or you're going on the qualitative side or you're going into whatever, it's still really important to be able to sift through what makes sense and what's valuable and what is the noise. When people just want to throw numbers and manipulate data in ways that don't make sense, to be able to at least know, yeah, but what about this? And what about that? And did you consider this? And did you consider that? That can be incredibly helpful and not just sort of drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak. So I also learned that at Harris. I think in terms of some things that Harris could have done better at the time that it has improved upon since I graduated in 2013 was offering a greater variety of courses beyond the core in the first two quarters. So you guys have joint like certificates and all kinds of fields, whether it's environmental things and a range of things that just weren't around at the time. And I think that kind of exposure and to other disciplines is also very important. The electives I took at Harris were fantastic, but it's good that they have built upon those electives and have expanded the disciplines. I think that's very important, and I'm glad Harris did that. I think, and some people would say, well, this is a business school thing, but I do think in terms of public policy, emphasizing how you can be a leader or grow to be a leader in a field in public policy. So it's great to focus on the numbers and to be the wonks and those kinds of things. But there are some people who are not going to be the wonks behind the scenes, but people who are actually shaping the narrative and leading organizations and those kinds of things. And it's important that the Harris School not miss that group of people either, right? I mean, because those kinds of leaders and those kinds of skills, whether you are a wonk or not, are the people who also make an impact in various fields related to public policy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, Kelly. We really, really appreciated it. It was an absolute joy having you here with us today.
Oh, thank you. It was a real honor. This was a fantastic discussion, and I'm looking forward to listening to your episodes this summer.
Thank you. And just so we can get the confirmation, are you willing to come back so we can pick up this conversation, or we're leaving it today?
Are you kidding? Anytime, call me. I'd be honored. I'd be flattered.
We're going to hold you up on that.
Please do. I'd love to come back.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us again. This has been Kinda Sorta Brown with our guest, Kelly Saulsberry, our co-hosts,
James Johnson.
Rei Bertoldi.
And we'd like to give a quick thanks to, here comes a list of names, Olive Garner, Iszy Licht, Aishwarya Kumar, Edoardo Ortiz, Haziano, Julian Lake, and David Raban. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, UC3P. Thank you for letting us do what we do. And we'll see you again next time.
Brought to be